Hello dear learners, today we are going to start poem 3 of 9th class from book Beehive, Rain on the Roof, written by Coates Kinney. Rain on the Roof is a short poem. It complements the curative or healing powers of rain and its effect on the mind of an individual. The melodic sound of raindrops wobbling down onto the rooftop at night has the ability to rekindle the sweet memories and develops imaginations in an otherwise busy mind. The rain gives comfort to a busy mind by pulling it back to its past lovely memories. As I told you, it's written by Coates Kinney. He was an American lawyer, politician, journalist, and poet who wrote Rain on the Roof. It could be said that this poem established the name of Coates Kinney as a popular poet. I have taken two beautiful phrases from this poem. One is humid shadows and the other one is starry spheres. Very beautiful phrases. Humid shadows means dark clouds. Because humid is used to describe air that is full of water vapors. Clouds, as you know, is a collection of very large number of water droplets that rest on tiny pieces of dust. When billions of these droplets come together, they become a visible cloud. And these clouds move with the wind. And as their thickness increases, the bottom of clouds look darker. So humid shadows means dark clouds which are full of water and about to bring rain. And the second one is starry spheres means a sky which is full of stars, which is studded with stars. Let's move towards the poem. Rain on the Roof. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Humid shadows means dark clouds, starry spheres means sky which is full of stars, and melancholy darkness means sorrowful sadness. Float, hover means float. So the poet here in this stanza, he has shared an experience of a rainy night when he lies in a relaxed, easy and enjoyable mood in the bedroom of his cottage and listens to the harmonious music produced by the showers of rain falling overhead on the roof. The poet here states that when the sky full of stars is overcast with dark rain-bearing clouds, it leads to a sorrowful sadness all around. When the humid shadows means dark clouds float over or cover the sky which is full of stars, that leads to sorrowful sadness. Because darkness symbolizes negativity. And the poet here does not hesitate to say that darkness in the sky makes him sad. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. And the falling rain reflects a sorrowful mood, and the raindrops look like tears falling from human eyes. What a bliss to press the pillow. Bliss means perfect happiness. Cottage, small house. Chamber means bedroom. Patter, sound of rain falling on the roof. Overhead means above. What a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So at this point, when the poet feels sad, the only thing that can help the poet to remove the clouds of sadness from his heart and fill it with perfect happiness or fill it with pure joy is to lie comfortably in his cottage chamber bed, pressing his head against the pillow, press the pillow, and listens to the patter of the rain on the roof of his cottage. Let's discuss the poetic devices used in this stanza. First one is alliteration. You can see here, over all the starry spheres. Here R sound is repeated, S sound is repeated. Means alliteration is a poetic device in which repetition of sounds take place at regular interval. Next example is, what a bliss to press the pillow. Here sound of S and P is repeated regularly. Of a cottage chamber bed, sound of C is repeated. Cottage C, chamber C. Lie listening to the patter. Here sound of L is repeated at regular interval. So that gives a rhythm to the poem. Next example is personification. It's a type of figure of speech in which human qualities are given to non-human things or birds or beasts and trees such that they seem to be living beings. Here the poet personifies darkness, who is presented to be in a melancholy mood and sheds tear in the form of raindrops. The next example of poetic device is transferred epithet in the same phrase, melancholy, darkness. Transferred epithet is a poetic device in which an adjective is used with the, not with the noun which it qualifies, but with some other noun. Like in the example melancholy, darkness, it is not the darkness that it's sad, but some human being who are set in the darkness. I hope it is clear. Melancholy, darkness means darkness that is not sad, but some human beings who are sad in the darkness. Let's see the rhyme scheme of this stanza. When the humid shadows hover, we'll put A here. Over all the starry spheres, that is B. And the melancholy, darkness, again this doesn't rhyme with these two lines, C. Gently weeps in rainy tears. Tears rhyme with the second line, spheres. So we'll put here B. A, B, C, B. What a bliss to press the pillow. Again another rhyming word, D. Of a cottage chamber bed. Again new word, E. And lie listening to the patter. Patter, here F, of the soft rain overhead. Head rhymes with the word bed. So here we have given it E. So this stanza, D, E, F, E. Once again, A, B, C, B. D, E, F, E. This is the rhyme scheme of this stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles. Tinkle means short, light ringing sounds of raindrops. On the shingles means wooden tiles used on roofs. Has an echo in the heart. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. Echo means reflected sound. Dreamy fancies means innumerable number of imaginations into busy being start. 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. And 1,000 recollections. Recollections means memories, past old memories. Weave their ear threads. Ear threads means dreamy fancies, dreamy imaginations, ideas into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Here the poet describes that the ringing sound of raindrops that falls onto the wooden tiles of the roof of his cottage chamber bed cause an echo in the heart of the poet. The sound of the raindrops stimulates or encourages a large number of fanciful ideas, large number of imaginations to his already occupied mind. And 1,000 dreamy fancies means large number of fanciful ideas started giving their way to the already occupied mind. And 1,000 recollections It creates many new different dreams in the mind of the poet. And thousand recollections means the old memories, the old past memories weaved a fabric of recollections in the poet's mind. Here the poet has compared this innumerable number of imaginations or memories to a fabric that is woven intricately like a patchwork. As he lies listening to the pattering sound of raindrops. So every tinkle means every short ringing sound when it falls onto the wooden tiles of the cottage chamber bed of poet cause an echo in his heart. And the sound of raindrops stimulates or encourages a large number of ideas into his mind, and it creates many different dreams, and this also creates old memories. They started weaving a fabric of recollections into the poet's mind when he listens to the pattering sound of the rain upon the roof. Let's discuss the poetic devices. Alliteration, busy being start, sound of B. Again, transferred epithet, dreamy fancies. Here, fancies are not lost in dreams, but it is the human beings who dream. Next example of personification, thousand recollections weave their air threads into woof. Here, recollections are personified. Here, as they are shown to be weaving a cloth with threads of air. Next one is onomatopoeia. The example is patter and tinkle. Onomatopoeia is a figure of speech in which words imitate the sound or sounds they describe. So these are the examples of onomatopoeia: patter, tinkle. Patter imitates the sound of raindrops make as they land on the surface of the roof tiles, and tinkle imitates the gentle and clear musical sound that a droplet makes. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers, she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I list to this refrain which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now, regard means gaze or observe. Darling dreamers means here her sleeping children, poet's siblings. Here means before. Refrain means part of the song that is repeated. In this stanza, the poet's mother comes in his memory as he lies in his bedchamber listening to the soft melodious sound of the gentle rain on a rainy night. He clearly remembers, as she used in years agone, he clearly remembers the affectionate look, regard, gaze of his mother at her children before she left for her bedroom, leaving them in their bedchamber for the night to meet again in the early morning. As she used in years agone to gaze the darling dreamers before she left them till the dawn, to meet them again in the early morning. As he listens to the music of the rain, he can still experience the loving look of his mother. Oh, I feel her fond look on me, loving look on his face. As I list to this refrain, in fact, the rainy nights reminds the poet of the similar nights during his childhood when his mother was alive and showered love on him and his siblings. As I list to this refrain which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Here the poetic device is used, alliteration. Now in memory comes my mother, sound of M is repeated at regular interval. Oh, I feel her fond look, sound of F is repeated. And darling dreamers, here sound of D is repeated. What the poet means to convey through this poem, that rain refreshes us and forces us to recollect and relive our past memories. Next are the textual questions from question number 1 to question number 4. Thank you.